Tash. Welcome back inside the No Morning Show. Hope that you're having a great morning so far. We've been having a great time. I mean, lots of information been sharing. Of course, it's Tobago Thursday, and we have been touching on various things in Tobago. Of course, I spoke about the Labor of Love earlier, which I think is a really interesting initiative because it shows that community spirit. And they mentioned the GAIAP, right? Well, he didn't call it GAIAP. He said, you know, when the community comes together and everybody lend a hand. Lend a hand is what he called it. But GAIAP is what I know it as. So I know what GAIAP is, right? There's when everybody kind of come together in the community to be able to lend a hand and share in whatever they may be blessed enough to have a little bit extra of, even if sometimes it's money, so you can go and buy bricks or cement and mortar, whatever it is you need to purchase to be able to help out. And I'm really happy to see that the URP is getting involved because the URP also have the self-help situation going on where if you provide the materials, they will provide the labor.
See?
Yeah.
And that's why community is so important because look how we're just transitioning across to speaking about what happened with the reggae girls. What happened? Community came together and they were able to send them out there. And it's something we need to keep in mind, Trinidad and Tobago and the world as well, that once we come together, anything really is possible.
Our forefathers said it best. Together we aspire.
Together we achieve.
Come now, man. All you feel as we saying them things for joke and I say it. That doesn't mean saying them for joke. It's because that's really the plan. If we do it together, we can go so much further. And I think it's important for us to remember that so that we can always stick together and help each other because the division that's being created among our society is ridiculous and absolutely uncalled for. So I'm going to encourage us to come together a little bit more, share with each other, learn from each other, and live together as one. You know what I mean?
And talking about sharing, of course, we've been sharing some of the events, Tobago Writers Guild. Today at noon at the Brian Lara Promenade, talking about, what was it, Spotty Truck. Spotty Truck is happening as well. And that's another great way. Community, again, coming together, celebrating, and bringing that joy, which is so important.
Yeah.
We need to keep that in mind.
And also, speaking of community, Scouting for Talent, we mentioned it earlier on, but you can come out and support your community. All you have to do is literally head down to the Belmont Community Center this coming Saturday. From 9 a.m. registration starts. But you can come out, even if you're not performing, you're not showing off your talent, you can still come out and support your community and support the young people or the older people, whoever comes out to display their talent. You can support them by just showing up and, you know, cheering them on. I think that goes a long way. And I want to encourage you to do that as well for the Commonwealth Youth Games that start tomorrow. Show up, cheer, support. I think those children definitely need all the support that they can get, and they would encourage it. Even if you can't physically go, you can tune in.
You can tune in and support and share as well. That's so important. I mean, many times we get carried away with social media. We're so quick to focus on the negative connotations that come, but there's such positives as well that you can use to reinforce that love within your home and within your community. But I mean, if you come out, we would love to see you there.
But I think the energy in the place has been so nice. When, like when you fill up the stadium and you see people come to support, I think it adds a different definition. So you could also go out and support T20 cricket today. And you never know. Your support might make the difference.
It could. It just might. Faith. That is the theme of the Now Morning Show this morning. Faith and community. So talking about community, and of course it is Tobago Thursdays. Interesting. We have Canadian Symphony touring Tobago right now. So joining us this morning via phone is Philo Neptune, who is the musical director of the Tobago Woodwind and Brass Orchestra, and Dr. Guy Palmer, musical director of Fort Saskatchewan Ambassador Wind Symphony Orchestra. Good morning to both of you and welcome to the show.
Good morning, good morning.
How are you doing today?
Fine, fine. We are trying to get in here on Zoom still from on Rosalind. I don't know if it's still available, but we could still go here.
Well, yeah, we can carry on the conversation here for this morning because we really want to find out what's going on, and I think any delay is just going to put us in too much suspense. So share with us how this initiative came to pass.
Right. So sitting next to me is Dr. Guy Palmer from the Fort Saskatchewan Wind Symphony Orchestra. And he phoned me and asked me how can his orchestra visit Trinidad. And this conversation started since 2021. Of course, we were still in COVID, and we went back and forth until this year it bore fruits. Hello?
Hello?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Can you hear us clearly? Okay.
Clearly.
You said that this conversation started during COVID-19. And how does it feel now to actually see that come to pass?
2021.
2021, my apologies.
Yeah.
How does it feel to see it come to pass now?
Oh boy, it's very rewarding because the kind of orchestra he has is bigger than the one that we have in Trinidad here, that I have. So we have all the range of woodwind instruments, all the range of brass instruments. And the orchestra is 46 of 44 of them here, 46 in all, but 41 musicians.
Wow, absolutely
And it's been
incredible.
awesome. Yes.
All right, so let's bring Dr. Palmer into the conversation this morning. Dr. Palmer, what made you say, I want to come to Trinidad and Tobago and tour?
Philo Neptune.
Hello.
Hello. He was the reason why we came. It's not a question. Without him, we wouldn't probably be here.
So what made you choose to come? Trinidad.
Every 2 years we look for another location in the world, and then what I do is I go out and I make a contact with somebody in that country. And Philo was the man. I was given his name, and so I contacted him, and things just evolved from there.
Absolutely beautiful. So share with us, Philo, exactly what dates are we looking at and where are we going to be able to see the Canadian Symphony touring?
Well, your foot short, as we were saying, Trinidad, because we have one more concert tomorrow in the Redemption Pan Theatre in Montgomery Junction. Today's our rest day. We came to Tobago since Monday. We played in the hotel where they're staying here at Starfish. Tuesday, we went to Roxborough community. Yesterday, we were all the way up in Charlottesville. So today's our rest day because quite a few of the members of the Saskatchewan are retirees. So, we can't push them too much. So they have to rest today and enjoy the sea. And tomorrow is our final performance at the, as I said before, the Redemption Pan Theatre in Montgomery Junction.
Wonderful. Do you think this is something that may happen again specifically with the Canadian Symphony?
Well, I plan to spend the day because it's been hectic in Tobago here, settling down and traveling on about. So today I plan to hold that kind of conversation. But as Dr. Palmer was saying earlier on, they travel every 2 years. So it may be reciprocal where I may go up there, but we haven't started that conversation yet. However, he has invited me. The next visit is supposed to be to the Philippines. So he has given me a personal invitation to come along with the Port Saskatchewan Orchestra. When that bear fruits, we'll take it from there.
Well, Philo, you just answered my next question because my next question was going to be what is in the future for Canadian Symphony tours and, of course, Woodwind and Brass Orchestra. Do you have anything else you could perhaps share with us or you're keeping it under wraps?
Well, no, the conversation will be had today because this is our downtime today. So lunchtime, Dr. Palmer and I will have lunch and we'll explore all the possibilities that could be, forthcoming.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Philo. Thank you so much, Dr. Palmer, for joining us this morning on the Now Morning Show. Looking forward to seeing the relationship build between both orchestras and seeing changes throughout our industry. Have a wonderful day and enjoy your rest in beautiful Tobago.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wonderful to see, of course, the across the ocean connections. I guess that's what we'll say.
International connections. The Fort Saskatchewan Wind Symphony Orchestra. I mean, it's always an amazing thing to hear. I remember the first time I ever went to hear an orchestra play, like a symphony play, was in Boston, and it was for class. So I was forced to. I was never interested. And when I went, I actually fell asleep.
Oh my God.
Because I'm not proud of it, but I fell asleep,
Yeah.
right? And when I fell asleep, I started to dream of Tom and Jerry. And I realized, that was the first time I realized that the music that they use in cartoons is symphony music. Like, I never thought about it before that moment. Like, I fell asleep and I was dreaming Tom and Jerry. I'm like, why am I dreaming Tom and Jerry? Wait a minute.
The light bulb.
Yeah, and it's so interesting, things that we take for granted. So, you would have grown up listening to it and you don't realize what it is creating this actual sound that you're hearing. Because you see pictures and you tie it back to that. It's always an amazing thing for me to hear a symphony. And now, of course, symphonies play well. Now I've looked into it and I realize that it play a little bit more than just Tom and Jerry.
But it's something that's so beautiful as well. I remember an experience I had a few years ago going to live orchestra, and I was blown away.
Yeah.
I mean, after that, I'm sold. If I could run to Tobago right now, I would be running to Tobago. However, duty calls.
Let me also take a moment to big up Dr. Roger Henry and the National Philharmonic
Yes.
Orchestra, because we have our own national orchestra as well. And Dr. Henry has actually been putting our local music and writing it or arranging it for the orchestra to be able to play. He's done things like 1990 and a whole heap of others that have been absolutely fantastic to listen to. If you haven't had a chance yet, go check out some of our local orchestras. I think that they do a fantastic job. So good morning to you guys, and thank you for doing the great work.
And they really do. I second that, and I support you staying and staying tuned to now. There's more coming up. Rockus has some interviews coming up next.
Just one.